All right, Bernadette, thank you again for the session today. It was a beautiful day here in Northville Hills, so I'm glad we were able to get it in. I'm going to start with the putting just because we just finished up with it and it's fresh in our minds. So I know you'd said you had played an outing and had a difficult time with, kind of felt like your wrists were all over, didn't have a good sense of what approach you were trying to take. So we really locked you into something tonight. And I didn't specifically talk about this during our session, but what we're doing is called left hand low. What just means is your left hand is lower than your right on the grip, right? And what that does is it does some really nice things for people like yourself who tend to use too much hands and wrists. It's much more difficult to do it if we do it properly. So the way that we're going to grip it is we're really going to think about getting our left hand, the club in the lifeline of this left hand here to the best of our ability. Obviously it won't be exactly because we got to wrap our fingers around, but that's the concept. We really want to feel like it's running through that lifeline nicely and with some relationship with our left arm, right? That won't be, again, exactly down that, but very close to it. So it feels like there's a nice relationship between our left arm and the left hand of it. And then our right hand's gonna go just above that there. What that does is it means we're gonna try and keep this relationship between our forearms really constant, right? If it changes, if the club gets closer to one forearm or the other, frankly, then we know that we're using those wrists to kind of manipulate that club, right? If that club stays nice and in between the two forearms with an equal distance, we know that club will stay pretty steady. Then it's just a question of rocking our shoulders, our forearms, and of course our hands that are holding onto the putter, the right distance to create the right distance for it. But this, I think, will really help you create some good stability with the putter itself and create much better distance control, which we saw throughout our session. So that I thought was really positive. Anything else on the putting? I think that was kind of all, right? Then we'll talk a little bit about, we hit some full shots before we got over here. And you said, you know, I feel pretty okay about the way I'm hitting the ball, but it's just not far enough, right? You're ending up too far away too often. So we kind of explored what do you have in the tank, right? How much distance can we create with what your normal swing was? We didn't really make any particular technical changes other than with the driver, which I'll talk about in a moment. But really we just encouraged you to make sure that club was speeding up as much as we could while staying, what's our priority? We want to swing as fast as we can without losing our rhythm and our balance, right? And when you did that, and when you continued turning through and brushing the grass, you had some great hybrids that were 20, 25, 30% further, I think, than the ones that you had previous to us working on speed. When we took that to the driver, however, we did experience something a little different, which has been a habit of your driver occasionally in the past. We just need to remind you that if we pull too hard in transition with our hands, if we pull this way, that club gets outward, we start cutting across it a little bit more, and it's more difficult to make good strikes. With that driver, because it's long, because it's sitting flat, meaning our hands are a little bit lower, we need to feel that swing is a little bit more around. We can't start that club outward early from our backs. We just want to feel like it's falling in behind us and then really turning on through to that nice full finish. And when we do that, I thought you hit some really good, powerful shots that ended up a little bit to the left. So I want to encourage you, swing quickly on the golf course, but within that rhythm and balance, right? Not quickly, but swing, get that club moving as fast as we can, and that's what's going to create that distance for it. All right? Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Thank you. I will upload that.